Hey, hi all. Good morning. Can you please confirm if my screen is visible and voice is audible?
Yes, Samir.
Hmm. So first of all, I want to make some point clear. If already the dispute going on with Graphy. So net summaries, we are moving all the recordings to our Google Drive, and soon we will send you a Google form in your Py3 target group. So there you have to fill the form. The intention of that form is we need your Gmail ID so that we can give you access to our Google Drive, and from there you can again get all the recordings. So the only difference is the platform has changed from Graphy to Google. Any question? No. How has Rahul joined?
Yeah, hi Tanvir.
Yeah, hi Rahul. So Rahul, you were asking about that connections. Okay.
Yeah.
So actually, long back I have taken a session, a data analyst workshop. So there I have covered in detail like how to establish a connection. But असल में ना that is of 3 hours. Okay, but ठीक है. Hmm, uh, let me complete the syllabus first. Okay, and then we can try to cover it. Okay, is that fine?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay. But yeah, I will make sure to cover it. But that data analyst workshop, I know many of you who are here, you have attended that. So there I have explained that in detail, and down the line, I'm planning to take a workshop on uh, data validation, data cleaning between SQL Server and Snowflake using Python only. So there as well, again, I will show you how with the help of Python, you can connect to any database, you can extract data from a file, you can load the data in a table, you can perform certain calculations. I think that is what you're asking maybe. So
Yes, Tanvir.
we can do
Yes.
all this. Fine, let's start now. So in order to save some time, like what I have planned is I will not edit the code during the class. And I think we need few more classes to complete. But again, at the same time, I don't want to rush. So I was thinking how to optimize it. So one one solution is especially in Python, writing code during the class. I have observed it takes time. So before the class, I used to make a note like what all code I have to cover. So directly I will paste it. Okay. So I think session is getting recorded. Yes. Just a minute. Okay. So we were discussing file handling, and I know object oriented is not completed. Only one class is needed in that: encapsulation, abstraction, polymorphism. Underlying concepts we have already discussed. Just I have to coin those terms. We will discuss it because of some reason I'm jumping to this file handling, and again we will get back to those topics. But already in the previous class I have mentioned this that those topics are pending. It will be covered. Okay. Hope my screen is visible to everyone. स्क्रीन दिख रहा है? My screen
Yes,
visible.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So this is again one example of file handling. Okay. But in this example, Along with file handling, we have a scenario of try block. We have scenario of with keyword. We have a scenario of while. The intention is I want to show you here how you can read this code. Okay. What is the functionality of this code? So in the line number one, I have given a file path. Okay. It means we are telling to the SQL engine that my file is present at this particular path. Right. Now, so when you will go through that data analyst workshop, so this is the code from that workshop only. So it appears that this is having a lot of lines, but it's very simple. This code is trying to establish a connection with the Oracle, and a file is present at this particular path. It will pick the file. The file name is online sales data. To pick the file from this path, it will establish connection with Oracle. It will load the data. Okay. So here as well, you could see like this path I have stored in a variable which name is file path. That is what I'm trying to cover here. Yes, you have full freedom. You can mention any other path and you can store that in a variable. That is what I'm trying to do. This file path, whatever means this file is present at this particular location, and I give a name as a file underscore path. But as you know, that variable name is purely your wish. You can give any name to a variable. Net in this line number two, we have a path where I have this file rough.txt and the name of the variable is file underscore path. Any question in line number two? नो न्यू सिनारियोस, कुछ नया मत पूछना. इसमें कोई डाउट है वो पूछो आप. इज लाइन नंबर टू क्लियर?
तनवीर, आर का क्या मतलब है?
हाँ, मैं आऊंगा उसमें. अभी तक जो मैंने बताया वो क्लियर है.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, the path may be the shared drive or your personal drive, right?
हाँ, कुछ भी हो सकता है. बट आपको उसका एक्सेस होना चाहिए. यू मस्ट बी हैविंग
Yes.
एक्सेस टू इट. यू
Yes.
कैन गिव एनी पाथ. दैट इज व्हाई this time I am keeping this file in an entirely new path D drive में. Okay. Because if you will ask Python, okay, this file where this is present, so maybe this will be present in C users asos. Let me show you that. फिर इस फाइल का नाम दिखाता हूँ आपको. So the file name is Py3 1st February 2025, right? So this file will be present. So this file is present here, right? Py301 1st February 2025. This is at this location, but we are telling Python to pick this file from some other location, which is in D drive. So it means we have full freedom to give any location, and the Python has ability to fetch file from that particular location. Is this clear? Recording in progress.
Yes.
All have joined today, why there is no response? ठीक है.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, fine. So this is clear. Okay. Now I have written here R. Now the question is, then what is this R? The purpose of this R is, you see, I have given comment here. This is used as a raw string to avoid escape issues. It means you know, like many a times we use slash n or a new line, we use slash t or a tab, right? Similarly, many other things are there, slash n and many other things, and they have their own meaning. Got it? If you will not write R, so sometime what happens now, if I have somewhere in this path, let's say slash n, so Python will treat it as it's a new line, and Python will get confused. Understood? So one solution to it is you have to give two backslash. That is one solution. You can do that. Then Python will not treat it as a slash n, as a new line, or slash t, as a tab, any other thing. And the other way is you just write here R. So even in this address or the path, if I have slash n somewhere, Python will not consider it as escape character. That is what I have written. Use raw string to avoid escape issues. That is why we are using this R, so that Python should not treat it as escape one or the new line one or the escape character. Is this point clear? जल्दी बताओ यार, क्लियर है नहीं?
क्लियर है।
Yes.
क्लियर है। मैं इसको उठा रहा हूँ। ठीक है, many times you will see, no, here and there I have given some statement, मैंने कुछ तो लिखा है, तो थोड़ा हड़बड़ी में लिखा है, मीन्स ओके, तो मे बी एट सम प्लेसेस यू माइट फाइंड टाइपो एरर होगा या ग्रामेटिकल मिस्टेक्स होगा, तो प्लीज इग्नोर इट। नाउ वी हैव दिस ट्राई ब्लॉक। ट्राई ब्लॉक का क्या काम था? व्हाट वाज द टास्क ऑफ ट्राई ब्लॉक?
आपने बताया था लास्ट क्लास में, ट्राई और एक्सेप्ट।
Many times happens you are executing your Python code and there is some issue in your code and the code will fail and abruptly it will stop the execution throwing some error message. Okay. And then the further execution will also stop. Now, what happens in project many a times? Okay, we don't want the execution to stop even if there is an error. The reason is, if you're designing a data pipeline, load data on a daily basis, let's say you have designed a pipeline which will run automatically at 2 a.m. IST. ठीक है, रात के 2 बजे चल रहा है. And at that time, the code has failed because of some reason. Okay. So what will happen? The execution will stop. It will not proceed further. And ultimately, the job will fail and the data will not be loaded in the table. All these things I have covered in the ATL class. So now at 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. or any other time, your client will log in his machine and he will say that, oh my God, there's no data, no report. Right? So that is why many times we use try block, so that even if there is some error in the code, within this try, I have this except block. It will capture that particular error. It will display this message, but it will keep on executing further. It will not stop. So this is the benefit of using try block. If your code will fail at any point of time because of any reason, I'm not talking के reason क्या हो सकता है, what may be the reason. It can be anything. So if the code has failed because of any reason, so this accept block will capture it, and whatever message you will write here, it will display that, and it will proceed further with the next code of execution, whatever you have. And ultimately, the code will be executed, whatever functionality you have after that particular try block. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
But Tanvir, there could be a possibility that the entire code is dependent upon the code which starts from
Right.
line 5.
Right. इसमें कुछ नहीं होगा. Totally agree. इसमें कुछ नहीं होगा.
Okay.
Then it will stop. Okay. जैसे कि, let me show you one example. जैसे ना ये मेरा एक कोड. Okay. See, this try block will start from here, it will end here. इसमें don't try to understand what I've written here. Ignore it. Okay. उस
लेकिन आपकी
कोशिश मत
स्क्रीन
करना
नहीं आ
समझ.
रही है। आपकी स्क्रीन से भी ये पाइथन वाली आ रही है, वो नहीं आ रहा है जहां आप समझा रहे हो। आई एम नॉट श्योर आप दूसरी स्क्रीन शेयर कर रहे हो क्या, दूसरा कोड?
Yes, same with us. Can't see, sir.
अब दिख रहा है.
अभी नहीं। हाँ, आ गया।
Yes. Yes.
राइट, वी कैन सी।
तो अगर you will see this particular code. Okay. So this
मम्मी
just
मैं
has
तो पढ़
four.
रही हूँ, हॉली करो प्लीज.
Sorry. So this has few set of line, 5 to 6 line, right? Now here we are telling Python to establish connection. Okay. If that connection will fail, it will throw this error message. Then it will stop here. But suppose if the connection failed and we don't have this try block, so after this, what all line of codes I have from line number 112, nothing will be executed. ये पूरा stop हो जाएगा. Is that clear?
Yes. So सर यहाँ पे एक्सेप्ट कहाँ पे है जो एरर मैसेज वाला?
ये यहाँ पे.
इस इस ब्लॉक में ट्राई के
हाँ,
बाद. ओ या.
यहाँ पे.
यस.
ठीक है. Let me go back to that discussion. I know today's class is a little bit confusing, so feel free and ask questions whatever you have. ठीक है, मेरे लिए भी चैलेंजिंग है थोड़ा टफ कॉन्सेप्ट को समझाना. ठीक है. तो try block is used so that whenever your code is having any error message, so directly it will go to the accept, and whatever error is there, it will display. I will show all these things. ठीक है, so हम लोग देखेंगे. Don't worry about it. Now, okay, suppose let's take this example. पहले उसको देख ही लेते हैं. Suppose at this file path, travel 27 Jan and all those things, I've written rough.txt. I don't have, okay, I will write rough1.txt, but I don't have rough1 file at this location. ठीक है? I don't have this file at this location. Okay? Now, I'm executing it. It is telling no file does not exist. अरे दिख रहा?
यस यस.
It is giving this message, file does not exist. Now, suppose if I don't have this try block, अगर try block नहीं होता, let me show you that. I've covered this, I think, in the last class. I'm not sure.
यस, ट्राई
कवर
ब्लॉक
किया नहीं
डिस्कस.
किया. कवर किया था ना. ठीक है, मैं फिर से एक बार बता देता हूँ quickly. Also, it is throwing error message like this, right? Okay, same code, no changes. It is telling it this file or directory does not exist. But in this case, what has happened? It has seen that, okay, this file does not exist. So this try block will go to the accept. It will check what is the error message, file not found error. If you see this error, what is the name of this error? File not found error. है ना? So it will match कि अच्छा, this is the error message. It will go to this and it will print file does not exist. Hope this is clear.
तनवीर, एक क्यूरियस क्वेश्चन है। अगर
Hmm.
इस लेट से इस फाइल
Hmm.
को रीड करने पे हम कुछ आगे और कुछ लिखा होता, फॉर एग्जांपल, तो
Hmm.
चाहे हमें फाइल मिलती या नहीं मिलती, मतलब अगर मिलती तो
Hmm.
एक सेकेंड, मिलती तो वो आगे प्रोसेस कर देता, और नहीं मिलती तो वो ये प्रिंट कराता, राइट? फाइल डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट बिकॉज हमने उसको एक्सेप्ट में रखा है। ओके, ठीक है, क्लियर है, क्लियर
तो देख मैं तो
है।
दिखा दे रहा हूँ। देख मैंने ना ये लिखा प्रिंट, प्रिंट टेस्टिंग, राइट। अब ये जो है, हमने ये फाइल पाथ दिया। ओके, ये हमने फाइल पाथ दिया। अब ये ट्राई ब्लॉक है अंदर एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स, इट विल स्टार्ट रीडिंग इट। तो यहाँ पर क्या होगा, इट विल सर्च फॉर दिस फाइल पाथ। अब यहाँ पर ये फाइल पाथ के पास आएगा, फाइल डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट, राइट, ये फाइल है ही नहीं। तो टेस्टिंग जो है वो ये प्रिंट कराएगा, उसके बाद ट्राई ब्लॉक है ना। आफ्टर दिस यू हैव ट्राई ब्लॉक। So
राइट।
that is why ये try block के बाद directly you see I have all this within try, I have this print before while loop, length before while loop, but nothing is getting printed. It means after try it will directly go to accept. ठीक है, because there is an error message and whatever error message you have written it will display that file does not exist. Is that clear?
या
ठीक है।
विथ प्रिंट टेस्टिंग, राइट सर? पहले प्रिंट टेस्टिंग दे रहा है, उसके बाद अपना ट्राई ब्लॉक में जाके अगर इफ देयर
हाँ,
इज एरर देन पुटिंग द
wait
स्टेटमेंट।
for that error message। ठीक है, so far clear?
यस।
सर मैं कुछ और बताने वाला था, मैंने बता दिया कुछ और आपको। ठीक है, मैं we will discuss that in the next example. I have that example. Okay. Any question so far? What is the use of try block? Rahul will not answer.
To check whether the code has any error. If a code has error, then it will uh, print the message through the accept method.
The application of try block is if your code has some error message, after this directly it will go to accept block and it will match the error message. Error message क्या है? File not found error.
File not
I have shown
found.
you that now. So it will
Yes,
display file does not exist. यही काम है।
yes,
अब you might be thinking कि अगर error message is different तो क्या होगा? We'll discuss it. सारे examples हैं, we'll discuss it. Okay. Now, line number 6 with open file path R. ये मैंने पहले I have already discussed this. I'm not going to repeat this. Here we are telling Python कि please open the file in read mode
read
because I have
mode.
written R here. The file which is present at this particular location file underscore. It means I am telling to Python, you go to this particular location, pick this file, open this file in read mode because I want to read something from this file. Okay. Line number 8, I have a variable. I'm telling Python, okay, Python, the file which you have read from here, that is what I have given alias. In this file, ref1, I'm referring it as a file. So please read line by line. If I'm writing read line, I have already discussed all those things in the previous class. Read line by line and then dot strip. It means remove any trailing, if any new character or slash in or something is there, white space is there, remove everything. The summary is I just want the content present in the first line. So read it and tell me what is the content present in the first line. And store that in the variable line. Is line number 8 clear?
Yes.
लाइन नंबर 8 क्लियर है सबको?
नहीं नहीं तनवीर
Can you
इस
repeat?
ना हुआ?
Sorry,
हेलो?
can you repeat?
हाँ ओके ठीक है, मैं रिपीट करता हूँ। एक मिनट, जस्ट अ मिनट, जस्ट अ मिनट, जस्ट अ मिनट। मेरी स्क्रीन तो दिख रही है ना आप लोगों को?
Yes.
ठीक है, आई विल रिपीट इट। कहाँ है? ओके। तो आई एम टेलिंग पाइथन कि go to this file path which is nothing but this path. At this path Python you will find a file rough1.txt. Let me check, do we have the file rough1.txt at that path? है rough1, ओ नहीं, rough.txt था ना, rough1 तो है ही नहीं।
आपने एरर के लिए
rough.txt,
चेंज कर दिया था।
हाँ हाँ, so rough.txt, is that present at that path? So yes, it is present. Then what I am telling Python, he open that in read mode. So Python will open it in read mode. It has opened this file in read mode, right? So that is what I have mentioned there. Then I'm telling कि after opening it, you read that file line by line. Line by line means read the first line. What do you have in the first line? Oh,
गुड मॉर्निंग।
morning. Python will copy this and it will store that in this variable line. तो यहाँ पर line variable में what I will get? Good morning. Because good morning was present in the first line of this file rough.txt. Is this point clear?
यस।
Agar if
Yes.
it is not clear, feel free and ask again. Okay, क्योंकि अगर you're not able to understand, it doesn't means you're not able to understand. It means I am not able to make you understand, so you have to ask again. Is this point clear?
Yes.
Okay. Then here I am telling Python, whatever you have read from that file, the first line which you have stored in this variable line, this can be anything. यहाँ पर मैं अपना नाम भी लिख सकता हूँ. This can be anything. Okay. So I'm telling Python, कि Python please display यार whatever you have read from that file. So if I will print line, what will be the output?
तनवीर यही बस मेरे को क्वेश्चन था कि
हाँ,
सिंस
वो
लाइन
तो
बाय लाइन वो रीड करेगा और
हम्म
हमारी फाइल में 3 लाइन्स है तो वो
हम्म
लाइन में स्टोर कौन सी लाइन करेगा फर्स्ट
पहला
सेकंड
लाइन,
या तीन?
पहला लाइन, पहला लाइन,
ओके
line. It is reading the first line. Good morning. वो यहीं पे रुका हुआ है. To read the
ओके
first line.
ओके
ठीक है. It will read the first line. Good morning. That is why I have written here good morning. And now when I will ask Python to display this variable line, so what it will display?
गुड मॉर्निंग।
Good morning. देखो output. ये उसके बाद ना ये सब मत पढ़ना, ठीक है? बिफोर while लुक क्या है उसको मत पढ़ो अभी. गुड मॉर्निंग आया कि नहीं आया? आर यू गेटिंग गुड मॉर्निंग इन द आउटपुट?
यस।
हाँ ठीक है
ठीक है.
क्लियर या
So so far what we have studied, yes, it is possible we can give any location of our computer and we can store that location in a file path variable, and then I'm using a try block so that if there is any error, Python will not abruptly stop and it will throw some technical error. Rather, it will go to the except block, and whatever customized error message you have written, it will display that. Then we have discussed, okay, we are telling to Python, okay, whatever file you have picked from this location. Please open it in read mode. And then here I'm telling read it line by line. And if there is any white space or new line character, remove it. And then I'm telling Python here, hey, whatever you have read from the first line, you please display. Python is telling yes, in the first line it was good morning. That is this point clear so far?
Yes.
Now, line number 11 is actually nothing. ठीक है, same thing. मैं इसको comment कर देता हूँ. ठीक, same thing. I am trying to print line only, but I have given some message before while loop. ठीक है. In this, I'm telling Python to display the length of line, how many characters we have in line, right? Now see, I'm executing this again. We'll read it here. Before while loop, line, what it has read from the file? Good morning. So it is displaying here. Before while loop, good morning. Okay. Length before while loop. How many characters you have in this good morning? And exclamatory marks is also there. 14 characters you have. That is why Python is telling Tanvir it has 14 characters. Is this point clear?
Clear.
Why I'm using this length keyword? Just to prove you, okay, yes, it has picked first line only. Okay, and in the first line it has 14 characters. It is displaying it. Till here, any question? No questions. Okay. Now here we have while loop कहते हैं इसको. Okay. This is not new to Python. Sorry, this is not new to this programming world in Python. You have this while loop in all other programming languages as well, whether it is C, Unix, या कहीं भी हो, this it is widely used. And if you have studied this in C, the same definition you have here in Java, and sorry, in Python as well. I will explain that, don't worry. So here I have written while line. See in the comment what I have written, ensures the loop only runs for non-empty lines. It means in this variable line, if you have something, then only Python will execute whatever you have written within while loop. Within while loop, you have written 3 lines. Print line, then again print something. These 3 lines will be executed only if this line is having some data. If this line is not having any data, these 3 lines will not be executed. It means you will get entry to a while loop only if this variable is having some data. If there is no data, you will not get entry here. Is this point clear? Clear है? यस या नो, दो ही चीज से जवाब देना है, यस या नो. उसमें भी इतना क्यों सोच रहे हो आप लोग? नहीं क्लियर है? आप लोग घबराते क्यों हो भाई? नहीं क्लियर तो नहीं क्लियर है, बोलो हाँ जी नहीं क्लियर है. रिपीट इट. देखो आई हैव रिमूव दिस. ठीक है. नाउ इन दिस रफ फाइल, डू यू हैव एनी डेटा?
No, नहीं है.
नहीं है तो बोल दो भाई नहीं है. दिख तो रहा है साफ, नहीं है तो नहीं है. वी डोंट हैव एनी डेटा, राइट? ओके, नाउ सी. नाउ फिर से पढ़ते हैं इस कोड. It will go to this file path. It will pick this file rough.txt. Then it will enter try block. It will open this file rough.txt in read mode. Then it will start reading file line by line. Do you have anything in this file in the first line?
No.
कुछ ही नहीं है. So what will be stored in this variable line?
Black. Empty.
Empty. So if you will try to print what it will print before while loop, then empty because nothing is there in this line. What will be the length of this line?
Zero.
Huh?
Zero.
0. Now, because you don't have anything in this line, do you think the Python execution will enter this while loop? It will not enter.
तनवीर, वही क्वेश्चन है कि ये हम
Hmm.
कहाँ डिफाइन कर रहे हैं कि मतलब
Hmm.
वाइल
Hmm. Hmm.
लाइन से ये कैसे पता चल रहा है कि हम पाइथन को ये बता रहे हैं कि लाइन में कुछ है तब एंटर, मतलब
बस आपने while लाइन लिख दिया ना,
हाँ
पाइथन
हाँ।
समझ गया। बहुत इंटेलिजेंट है भाई। ये बस while लाइन लिख दिया, वो समझ गया। उसकी वही डेफिनेशन है। क्लियर है? नहीं क्लियर है? तो बोलो
ओके,
तो भाई, अब मैं कैसे समझूंगा यार कि आप लोगों को समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा? कोई रिस्पॉन्स ही नहीं है तो मैं बताता चलूं सीधे एक एक करके।
तो इस केस में वाइल लाइन, सर इस
हाँ।
केस में सिंस लाइन फर्स्ट में कुछ भी नहीं था, तो वाइल
हम्म।
लाइन को कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, तो दैट मीन्स वो एंटर नहीं करेगा प्रिंट में।
हाँ, कहाँ एंटर किया वाइल के अंदर? वाइल के अंदर इसने एंटर ही नहीं किया। तो ये कुछ देखो, वाइल के अंदर वॉट एवर यू हैव नथिंग इज गेटिंग प्रिंटेड because see length before while loop length is 0,
ठीक
right?
है।
It means in this line nothing you have. When it will enter this while loop it will check, अच्छा लाइन में कुछ नहीं है, तो हाँ जी एंट्री नहीं मिलेगी, चलो बाहर निकलो। You will not get entry here। ये तो बता रहा हूँ। क्लियर है?
Yes.
Clear। अब I will insert something in this। Good morning। सेम चीज मैं डाल रहा हूँ, ठीक है? गुड बाय। सेव कर लो। now now when I will execute, so first of all in this line you'll be having good morning, length will be 14, and then while line। So what this line have as of now?
14।
14 नहीं, 14 नहीं यार, ये सिर्फ लाइन है ना।
Good morning.
गुड
हाँ।
मॉर्निंग, ये लेंथ ऑफ
correct।
लाइन नहीं है, सिर्फ लाइन मैंने
अच्छा
लिखा
हाँ।
है।
हाँ
Yes, yes. Good
सॉरी,
ओके,
morning.
हाँ।
पाइथन हैज दैट इंटेलिजेंस, वो समझ जाएगा कि ओके इफ दिस लाइन हैज सम डेटा then only I have to enter this while loop। So it has data here, yes or no?
Yes.
यस,
Yes।
गुड मॉर्निंग है
Hmm।
इसमें।
हाँ, गुड मॉर्निंग है इसमें, राइट। सो इट विल गेट एंट्री here and it will see that okay पहला काम क्या है, फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज print within while loop line। तो it will print within while loop। why I have written within while loop, just to make you understand कि Python while loop के अंदर एंट्री कर रहा है। देखो it has printed here no, within while loop
Yes.
good morning। why it has printed good morning? Because it has picked good morning from there। got it?
Yes. Yes. From the line.
Hmm। क्या है?
Yeah.
क्या जी?
तो एक क्वेश्चन प्लीज।
या।
वो लाइन 15 जो है राइट, तो आपने लिखा है
हम्म।
while line, so it's like
हम्म।
I mean the engine is thinking कि while the condition is true right then do that,
करेक्ट
but
करेक्ट
this
करेक्ट।
initially you didn't have anything, so that's why it just like disregards those lines and then moves on, right? ऐसे ही।
नहीं, if I have written while line,
yeah
the meaning of this is I am telling Python okay, in this variable line, if you have something, then you can enter this while loop। This is the meaning. In
correct,
this
okay,
line, if you
uh-huh,
don't have anything, then you
yeah
cannot enter this while loop। As
yep
of now, in this line, you have good morning. So when the execution will reach here, it will see that yes, in this line, we have something which is good morning. Then it will allow you, okay, you can enter this loop. And as a result, you see within while loop, this one, it is getting printed here within while loop and the good morning।
okay, got it, yes,
ठीक है?
that makes,
Okay।
yeah, thank you।
Within while loop, stripping line, ठीक है। Now, shall I proceed further? ठीक, आगे बढ़ रहा
Yes.
हूँ.
Can I ask a question? Sorry, maybe
हाँ,
it's a
ठीक है,
repetition.
ठीक.
So, जब हम when we're at line number 8, so let's start from like try. In the within the try block, we go with open file path R. तो ये file path में जाएगा और first line read करेगा as file
Right.
और file variable में
हम्म,
store कर लेगा.
हम्म,
In line number 8, it is saying line is equal to file dot read line dot strip.
हम्म.
So it's gonna remove like the trailing new line characters. और ये आप समझा सकते हैं फिर से, ये मुझे नहीं पता लग रहा.
ठीक होगा.
हाँ जी, this one.
So
But
many times what happens, no, okay, the data which you have, okay, it has some junk characters, कुछ white spaces हैं, कुछ blank spaces हैं, which will remove all those things. So maybe by mistake slash n है. कभी कभार क्या होता है कि the file format gets changed when you're copying it, yeah, when the
right,
source has sent. So
right.
I am telling here Python के whatever those useless characters हैं उन सबको हटा दो. I just want the concrete data. जो डेटा है वही मेरे को उठाओ उसमें से. इधर उधर कुछ ब्लैंक स्पेस है, वाइट स्पेसेस हैं, वो सबको रिमूव करो. तो वही उस सबको वो रिमूव करके सिर्फ आपको नेट डेटा वो देगा. दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ स्ट्रिप.
Okay, thank you.
Is this Kiran is speaking or Kamla?
No, this is Himani, sir. I'm just down. I've
हाँ,
logged in from
सॉरी.
another PC here. This is Himani.
हाँ
Yeah.
हाँ, ठीक है हिमान.
Yeah.
ठीक है. Okay. Hope this is clear now, everyone. Okay, this is clear. Now the execution will come to this line, right? Now what will happen here? Who will answer? राहुल नहीं बताएंगे. Who will answer this? यहाँ पर क्या होगा? What will happen here? Line equals file dot read line dot strip. What I'm telling Python to do here?
Again,
So
under while loop, we will read the file, sorry, line,
Hmm.
and we'll remove the strip.
Correct. So now again I'm telling Python कि in the same file now read the next line because the first line it has read here, right? So now it has to read the second line, right? Now in this file, what you have in the second line?
1.
Hmm.
Number one, right? So at this moment, my Python will store one in this variable line. Do you agree?
तनवीर अग्रीड,
Hmm,
बट हमें एक्सप्लिसिटली डिफाइन
hmm,
सॉरी बार बार मतलब दोबारा क्यों बताना पड़ रहा है कि लाइन को रीड करो? क्योंकि जब हमने स्टार्टिंग में फॉर लूप पढ़ा था तो फॉर लूप में हमने ये देखा था कि अगर लेट से जितने भी एलिमेंट्स हैं तो फॉर लूप अपने आप चलते हैं, हमें एक्सप्लिसिटली नहीं
hmm,
बताना पड़ता था. तो यहाँ पे भी तो ऐसे ही होना चाहिए ना कि
hmm,
वाइल लूप ने एक बार एंट्री कर ली, जब तक उसको मिल रहा है कुछ ना कुछ उसको रीड करता
hmm.
जाए.
नहीं, फॉर लूप का काम अलग है, while लूप का काम अलग है. फॉर लूप का काम ही यह है कि वो खुद ब खुद आइटरेशंस में उसको रिपीट करेगा, एक के बाद दूसरा लेगा, तीसरा लेगा, चौथा लेगा. फॉर लूप का काम ही है, उसकी ये जिम्मेदारी है. तो दैट इज व्हाई ऑटोमेटिकली इट वाज पिकिंग ईच एंड एवरी लाइन फ्रॉम दैट फाइल. बट वाइल का काम ऐसा नहीं है. वाइल क्या करेगा, इसके अंदर जो भी चीजें हैं उसको मुकम्मल करेगा, कंप्लीट करेगा. फिर इट विल कम टू दैट वाइल लूप. इट विल चेक द कंडीशन, कंडीशन ट्रू है कि नहीं, उसको इससे मतलब है. If condition is true, again it will repeat the same set of tasks. ठीक है. वो वहां पर इसलिए हो रहा था क्योंकि that was the task of a for loop to iterate. वो उसको repeat करेगा. Let me show you that. रुक जाओ यार, एक मिनट में दिखाता हूँ. पिछला क्लास मैंने कब लिया था? 26 जनवरी को लिया था। स्क्रीन दिख रही है ना आपको?
Yes.
यस,
फाइल दिख रही है नोटपैड प्लस प्लस वाली?
या
Yes.
दिख रही है।
देखो, ये जो यहाँ पर है, ये वाला एग्जांपल बस समझो, सब क्लियर हो जाएगा, ठीक है जी। यहाँ पर we have defined कि we have this file sql syllabus.txt at this location. I am telling Python कि go to this particular location. I have written here read lines. जब आप read lines कहते हो ना, then you are telling कि you read the entire content, पूरी फाइल को एक बार पढ़ लो, okay? Then here you are using this for loop, कि आप उसको कह रहे हो कि अब उसके अंदर से एक एक करके मेरे को प्रिंट कराते जाओ। So this is the task of for loop. It will read one by one. बिकॉज फॉर लूप का टास्क ही वो है ना, हमने शुरू से तो ही पढ़ा था, फॉर लूप आइटरेट होता है, बट व्हाइल लूप डजंट हैव दैट इंटेलिजेंस कि आई हैव टू कीप ऑन आइटरेटिंग टू सम लेवल। व्हाइल को वो नहीं मालूम है। व्हाइल विल कीप ऑन आइटरेटिंग until and unless the condition is true. The moment condition is false, it will stop executing. Is that clear? क्या हुआ, क्लियर है नहीं क्लियर है? ये तो बेईमानी है यार, क्वेश्चन करते हो, मैं पूछ रहा हूँ क्लियर है कि नहीं, तो आप खामोश बैठे हो।
मतलब समझने की कोशिश करो, मतलब आई एम थिंकिंग कि 15th
हम्म।
लाइन में वाइल लाइन जहां हमने
हम्म।
दिया है, हम
हम्म।
यहाँ पे कंडीशन भी तो दे सकते थे कि वाइल लेंथ ऑफ लाइन इज ग्रेटर देन 0,
हाँ,
तब तक
हम
ये
आएंगे।
चलेगा।
ठीक है, देखो मेरा नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल वही है सर, मैं दिखा रहा हूँ आपको। मेरा नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल कहाँ गया, जल्दी से आ जा भाई। कहाँ चला गया नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल? देखो यार, ये तो मैं ये शेयरिंग में ही परेशान हूँ। एक सेकंड रुक जाओ, मैं नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल उसी पे आऊंगा। ओके, आई विल शो यू दैट।
ओके ओके, ठीक है
ठीक है, मैं ना
ठीक है।
इंटेंशनली मैंने वो वाला सिनारियो अभी कवर नहीं किया, क्योंकि वो बहुत ही सिंपल हो जाता। मैं आऊंगा,
ओके,
दैट वी हैव दैट, विल कम टू दैट। ठीक है, एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? कुछ और क्वेश्चन है?
नो, ऑल गुड।
नहीं, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं। Now it will read line 1. So 1 will be stored in this variable line. Okay. Now we are asking Python to print length of line. इसका length print करो. What will be the length now?
1.
1. That is why it is displaying here length within while loop is 1, because now in this line variable you have this one is stored which has a length 1 only. इसलिए it is printing the length of the line is 1. Okay. ठीक है, okay है आप लोग। After line number 18, where the execution will go? यहाँ से कहाँ जाएगा? Again it will go to the while loop. फिर से वो while में जाएगा। Here again it will check. Do you have something in this variable line? What you have now in this variable line?
1।
1.
इसको ना मैं डिलीट ही कर देता हूँ। वन है, right? Do you have something in this variable line?
Yes.
Yes. So do you think you will get access to this while loop?
Yes.
Yes. So you will get access, and then you are telling Python to print within while loop line. So you are telling ki print this message within while loop and the content of this line variable. What you have now in this line variable?
1.
1.
1.
नीचे चेक कर, क्या है within while loop? 1 है ना यहाँ पर, right? Okay. ठीक है, then you are proceeding further. Now what you are telling Python to do here?
Again, read the line. Third line.
Again, read the line. So now
Next.
what you have in that file?
Good evening, I think.
Good evening या good bye कुछ तो था यार.
Good evening! Exclamation mark. I
नहीं,
don't know.
Good
goodbye था
evening
क्योंकि
था.
9 आ रहा है.
Goodbye.
अच्छा
Goodbye
ठीक है
था.
देख लेंगे भाई, देख लेंगे, कुछ भी होगा देख लेंगे. It will read that and you're asking कि उसका लेंथ बताओ. तो आई थिंक गुड बाय था. ठीक है, तो उसका लेंथ 9 है. इट विल प्रिंट द लेंथ 9 here. तो now the length of this line will be 9. Agree?
Agreed.
देखो, whatever I am trying to teach you here, it doesn't have any business sense. ठीक है, मैं क्यों इतना कॉम्प्लिकेटेड करके बता रहा हूँ. You have to understand the flow, कि how the while loop works, what is the use case of reading line by line, why we have multiple print statement. तो इसीलिए मैं पूरा खिचड़ी बना के आपको दिखा रहा हूँ इसे. डोंट आस्क क्वेश्चन कि तनवीर ये तो सिंपल फॉर लूप से कर सकते हैं. आई टोटली एग्री, बट दैट इज नॉट माई इंटेंशन की जस्ट टू प्रिंट इट. माई इंटेंशन इज टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड कि हाउ द कॉम्प्लेक्स सिनारियोज मल्टीपल वाइल के अंदर भी कुछ चीजें हैं, एंड इट इज गेटिंग रिपीटेड हाउ इट वर्क्स. ओके ओके, नाउ आफ्टर दिस line number 18, where the execution will go.
Again, back to while.
Again
Line.
back to while loop. ठीक है. Now what you have in this line?
9.
Goodbye.
I mean,
यार
goodbye.
गुड बाय
Goodbye.
है.
Goodbye.
गुड बाय. ठीक है. Do you have something in this line?
Yes.
Goodbye.
Yes.
Yes. Will you get access to while loop?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So you will get access here, and you're telling to print within while loop line. Now, within while loop line, what do you have in this line now?
Nothing.
Oh, goodbye to Thana sir.
Yes. Goodbye.
अच्छा, हाँ ठीक है. राइट.
Goodbye.
अब वो रीड लाइन के बाद नहीं होगा कुछ उसके बाद. ठीक है, ठीक है.
मैं वहां
राइट.
पहुंचा ही नहीं. मैं आपके इतना तेज नहीं हूँ भाई. मैं वहां पहुंचा ही नहीं अभी. अभी तो मैं पीछे ही हूँ. मैं तो यहीं पर हूँ अभी. यहाँ पर क्या होगा इस लाइन में, ये बताओ.
हाँ, गुड
गुड बाय
बाय.
होगा.
गुड
हाँ.
बाय.
होगा ना. ठीक है, चलो. That is why it is printing within while loop goodbye. Okay. Now next line. What you are trying to do here? Again reading new line from that file.
Yes.
But do you have
Yes.
any other line in that file?
No.
कुछ नहीं था. So what you will get in this line variable now?
Blank.
Empty,
Blank.
blank. Now you are telling to print length. So what will be the length now?
0.
That is what you're getting here. Length within while loop is 0. ठीक है. Is that clear?
Yes.
राहुल सर क्लियर है.
यस सर, क्लियर है. क्लियर है.
ठीक है.
Tanvir, I have a question.
हाँ जी.
So what if the first line is empty and we have some content in the second and third line? So
I
this
will
left
come to
in
that.
while
We'll come to that. I will come to that. देखेंगे. Good question. I'll show that. Okay. So this is clear.
it is
Sorry, your voice is breaking, Pradyumna.
we don't have
Is it
anything
breaking
in
for
the
everyone
first
or
line,
for me
what
only?
happens?
For everyone's.
ब्रेकिंग सर्विस.
Voice is
Oh,
breaking. Can you please try again, maybe? Let me complete this scenario. I understood your question. I will come to that. Let me complete
okay,
this scenario first. Okay. Good
okay.
question, by the way. So length of line will be 0. Then again, what will happen after this? Where the execution will go? After line number 18, we are at line number 18. Where the execution will go?
While loop.
कहाँ
15.
जाएगा?
15.
अगेन.
फिर से
While.
जाएगा while loop पे. फिर से यहाँ जाएगा. ठीक है. Again it will go here. Now what do you have in this line variable?
Blank.
Blank.
Dang, कुछ नहीं है. तो while will check कि अरे भैया ये तो अब फकीर हो गया, इसके पास कुछ ही नहीं है, चलो दोस्ती खत्म करो आप. तो it will not enter this while loop. कहानी खत्म हो गई. That's all. Understood? That's why after that you're not getting anything. This is the end of the execution. So you understood कि how the execution flows from here to there, while loop के अंदर कैसे काम चल रहा, how it is reading the file, how it is checking the length and all those things. Hope this is clear.
क्लियर है.
चलो जी, ये तो क्लियर है. बहुत सारे सिनारियोज हैं, तो we will cover all the scenarios one by one. Okay, don't worry. Okay, now proceeding further. अब आगे बढ़ते हैं. आगे बढ़ते हैं. ये देखो मेरे नोट्स में और क्या क्या था. एक यार यहाँ पर ना एक ये मेरे से ही गलती हुई. मेरे को ये वाला ना, ये इसको सेटअप कर देना चाहिए था. मैं सेटअप करना भूल गया. मैं जूम का कहाँ चला गया. एक मिनट यार. ये ना कुछ ऑफिशियल डॉक्यूमेंट्स भी ओपन है असल में. तो चलो, ये वाला तो कवर हो गया. अब दूसरा वाला, अभी मैंने ये वाला सिनेरियो कवर किया ना आपके साथ. ये वाला किया. ठीक है ना. अब इसके बाद कौन सा सिनेरियो मैंने बनाया है. हाँ, ये वाला सिनेरियो है. चलो ये बता. देखो, दिस कमेंट्स विल हेल्प यू. ओके, द वन विच यू विल फाइंड एट टॉप या हियर एंड देयर. तो दिस कमेंट्स विल हेल्प यू टू अंडरस्टैंड. नाउ दिस इज नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल. इसको समझते हैं. लाइन नंबर 3, आई हैव डिफाइंड अ फाइल which is at this particular file path. ठीक है. क्या लिखा मैंने. रीडिंग द कंटेंट ऑफ अ फाइल यूजिंग व्हाइल लूप लाइन बाय लाइन, बट द फाइल ref1.txt डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट. हाँ, ये मैंने पहले ही कवर कर दिया. So now this file ref1.txt does not exist. Then what will happen?
Error message.
एरर
It
फाइल
will
डज
go to
नॉट
the
एग्जिस्ट
try.
आएगा. इट विल गो टू 19th रो एक्सेप्ट ब्लॉक में
Ah,
चला जाएगा.
correct. It will go to the accept block because you have used the try
ट्राई
keyword
एंड
here.
एक्सेप्ट.
That is what you see I have written here, showing the significance of accept block. ठीक है. It will go to the accept block. It will check file not found error है. It will display this message कि this file does not exist. Right? It will not enter here. ये तो कुछ होगा ही नहीं क्योंकि फाइल है ही नहीं. That is why it will give this error message. Already we have discussed this in the previous example, right? दूसरा एग्जांपल देखते हैं. यहाँ पर मैं क्या बताना चाह रहा हूँ. File is empty. File is empty कैसे आ गया है. क्या एग्जांपल. रुको मेरे को देखने दो यार. अच्छा अच्छा, ठीक है. याद आ गया ये कौन सा सिनेरियो था. देखो, rough.txt. Okay, now what I will do in this file rough.txt, I will remove it. Yeah, I will remove everything. Now this file doesn't have anything, right? Empty file है. Now I am trying to execute this code again. So what will happen? It will go to this particular file. It will pick this rough.txt, try statement. It will open the file in read mode. Now here, what you will get in this variable line now? Line now,
Blank.
Blank, empty.
nothing, right? कुछ भी नहीं होगा. So that is why I want to show you the significance of this. ये वाला. Okay. In the previous example, this was not there. That is what I'm showing you here. If not line, it means if the line is empty, कुछ नहीं है, so display this message, the file is empty. That is when I'm executing it, it is displaying the file is empty. So you will get a clear cut message. See why all these things is needed, because if you will not give this, first of all, code means readability of code will not be good. You suppose I am working in this project. मेरे को मालूम है, I know the different scenarios. मैंने कैसे भी करके coding कर दिया. But next day, suppose if anyone else has to work on the same code, so they will not understand no the code. That is why whenever you're working in project and you have to write, you're coding something, try to give full comments. पूरे comments डालो, print statement डालो, so that if anyone will read your code, they will understand easily. Yo, what Tanvir was trying to do here. from this piece of code what he was trying to do. So anyone can understand it easily. Okay. That's what I've written here. If not line, it means if this line is empty, then the file is empty है. अगर उसके अंदर डेटा है, now let's see. I will keep some data here. ठीक है, वही same data रखते हैं. Good morning, one, or goodbye. You can keep any other data as well, your wish. ठीक है, ये सब बाद में hit and trial करते रहना, homework है. Now see, I'm executing it. So now what will happen? The same thing will repeat because when it will check this condition, if not line, so this condition will be failed now. Okay, the line is not empty. It will go to else block and it
Yes.
will start performing this operation. फिर ये वाला operation आपका continue होगा. So this is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So see, what all things we are handling here. We are handling if the file does not exist, give this error message, file does not exist. If the file exists, but if the file is empty, give this message, the file is empty. So that you will be, the code will, it's like spoon feeding. ठीक है, हर एक चीजें क्लियर है कि अच्छा ये प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है, ये चीज है, ये चीज है. That is what this is a best practice when you're writing your code, either as a data engineer or data analyst. It should have all these details. Okay, so that अगर कुछ error message आ रहा है, anyone else is, and sometimes the client will ask, okay, share the code with me, I will review. ऐसा भी होता है. In many companies, they have their coding. You have to follow their practices as well, and they have a tool as well. In my previous organization, Fidelity, they have a Sonar tool. Okay, the tool will check, okay, what all code you have written. Are you following the company coding standard? ठीक है, आगे बढ़े. ये हो गया.
Yes.
नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल क्या था? मैंने बना तो दिया लेकिन मैं भूल जा रहा हूँ कि कहाँ पर मैंने कोई सिनेरियो कवर करना है. बट ठीक है, देखते हैं आगे पर से. ठीक है, नाउ नेक्स्ट सिनेरियो विल कवर हियर. Declaring the content of file using while loop line where the file does not stores any data. ये तो शायद we have discussed now, no? If file does not, there's no data, so it will give file is empty. Oh, but ठीक है. अच्छा, file में तो भी data है, that is why we are getting this. If the file is empty, it will give you this message, the file is empty. I think we have covered this scenario already. Let's go to the next line. Same can be achieved using for loop as well. ठीक है, तो ये आ गया जी आपका राहुल, जो आप पूछ रहे थे.
Okay.
Okay, same thing we can achieve using for loop as well, building it one by one. But again, same thing, same dialogue. Okay, why Tanvi are doing all this, the drama of using while loop and all those things? Just to make you understand, okay, how you can use while loop, what is the functionality of while loop, how while loop works, how it is different from for loop. Now see, in this rough.txt, I have this data, है ना? So now when I will execute this piece of code, so it will open this file and for line in file. So in this file now it will go line by line. This for loop will take that responsibility. उसको मालूम है. It will iterating directly over the file object. Yeah, उसको मालूम है कि inside that file, it has to go line by line and whatever is there, it has to strip it and it has to start displaying it. Now see, वो उसको एक एक करके उठा के डाल देगा. Because for loop का काम ही है iteration में जाना. Whatever is there, it will complete that task, then it will come back. But while loop doesn't have that intelligence cues, it has to pick something from somewhere. No, it will just check the condition. If the condition is true, it will give you output. If the condition is not true, it will stop there. Got it?
Yeah, clear.
दूसरा एग्जांपल, दूसरा एग्जांपल. हाँ, तुरंत और एग्जांपल देख. Again, same file path I have given. I have this try block. I have this except block. सुनना. A generic error message, irrespective of type of error, but not recommended, that doesn't give the exact reason. देखो अब क्या होता है ना, sometime it happens के अच्छा देखो इस एग्जांपल में मैं तुम्हें दिखाता हूँ एक चीज और। ये वाली जो फाइल है ना, I will write here rough1.txt. I don't have this rough1 file at this location. So what will happen?
एक्सेप्ट ब्लॉक में जाके फाइल डज
Error.
नॉट इसका एरर देगा।
File does not exist, it will display,
राइट।
right?
Yes.
आ गया है ना? अब देखो
Yes.
मैं बस एक छोटा सा यहाँ पे I will do some changes. This E is in which case? Upper case है. I am changing this to lower case. Okay. Now check that. क्या हो गया?
Error.
एरर आ गया, तो एक्सेप्ट ब्लॉक था यहाँ पर, सब कुछ था। एरर कैसे आ गया?
वो मैच नहीं कर रहा स्टेटमेंट।
ये जो है ना, दिस फाइल नॉट फाउंड एरर, ओके, इट actually this except block matches with this. Whatever you will write here,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
it will try to match whether this is exactly same, and it is case sensitive. Very interesting. The error message is also case sensitive. It will check if it matches, then it will display this message file does not exist. But because this it is not having the same case, the Python will think, oh, acha, it has found this error message, but this error message doesn't matches with this. Okay, then it cannot display this, and it will keep on displaying its error message. Is this point clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, next example. Now see, here I am executing it, rough1.txt is not there, I am getting that an error occurred. Why I'm showing you this example? Many times it happens कि I'm not sure कि when I will execute this, so what will be the name of that error message? I'm not sure about that. So in those cases, what you can do, you can just write except. No need to
And
mention that error message. Just hold on,
keeping
hold on.
it blank, right?
रुक जाओ मुझे complete करने दो. You just write except. You don't have to write anything. Okay, but just print message. Ab what type of error message you will get? Name error, file not found error, या type error, whatever. Everything will be captured in this except block, and it will display this message कि भैया कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. Okay, but this is not recommended in project. Why? Because suppose if I'm getting this error, so I will not understand कि what is the actual reason for this, right? Then I have to debug the entire code. But no. But
Yes.
in this case, see, in the previous case, जैसे कि ये वाला केस है, sorry, talking about this case, and I will return this correctly. So here we will get idea कि अच्छा ये file exist नहीं करती है. So we will directly go to this folder and we'll check this file is there or not, right? So both the approaches are correct, but the second one, this one is recommended because here you are very specific. You are telling you what exactly is the reason. Here, this is a generic message कि कुछ तो error है. Then you have to check the entire code कि कहाँ पर error है कि what is the problem. Is that clear?
Yes.
राहुल, आप कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं कर रहे हो, क्या हुआ?
थोड़ी तबीयत सही नहीं हो रही।
अच्छा, मतलब
नहीं,
समझ
क्लियर
में
है,
आ रहा है सब?
क्लियर है। हाँ
क्लियर है?
हाँ, क्लियर क्लियर।
सब ठीक. Anita, you are also not asking question. Anita मुसलमान नहीं है क्या? Not sure. Okay, ठीक है. देखो, now here what I am trying to do, मैंने यहाँ पर कुछ नहीं किया. The same piece of code which I have written in the above examples, no, this one. So what I am trying to do, I am keeping that in a function. तो मैंने पूरे को एक function बना दिया. I've created a function here, read file. Now you can keep any name. I have written read underscore file. Similarly, you can keep any name to this function. Then here this function is accepting some argument. Okay. Now when I will try to execute this function, I am trying to call this function read file. So it will ask for this parameter. I have provided this parameter, and this I have stored in some variable. So Python will understand कि अच्छा हो, Tanvir wants to pass this path to this function. ठीक है? So this path will be actually here passed. ये यहाँ पर pass हो जाएगा. Okay? And then the same piece of code, whatever we have discussed, it will be executed. The benefit of this is now you have wrapped this in a function. So now suppose the same file you have to execute 1,000 times. So you don't have to write this code 1,000 times. Whenever you want, you will just write read underscore file, then the path of the file. So this is one of the benefit of function in Python. Not clear?
तनवीर एक क्वेश्चन
Hmm.
है, ये लाइन नंबर, मतलब मैं पुरानी क्लासेस से थोड़ा
Hmm.
रिकलेक्ट कर रहा हूँ, तब हम लोग
Hmm.
जब किसी
Hmm.
मेथड ही हुआ ना, सेकंड रो को हम मेथड बोल सकते हैं, राइट?
लोग हाँ कह सकते हैं.
मेथड कह
हम्म.
सकते हैं। तो जब हम पहले मेथड को कॉल करते थे तो
हम्म.
हमारा एक
क्लास में
ऑब्जेक्ट होता था जो मेथड को कॉल करता
वो
था।
क्लास का होता था. वो
ओ,
क्लास हम बनाते थे. क्लास के अंदर मल्टीपल मेथड्स होते थे.
राइट
क्लास का हम
राइट।
एक ऑब्जेक्ट बनाते थे, बट यहाँ पर क्लास नहीं है. यहाँ पर डायरेक्टली वी हैव यूज्ड दिस फंक्शन.
function.
ठीक
ओके
है.
ओके, तो मतलब
आप
क्लास को एक्सेस करने के लिए ऑब्जेक्ट देना
ऑब्जेक्ट चाहिए.
जरूरी होता है।
करेक्ट करेक्ट.
ठीक है।
क्लास जब होगा ना तो एक ऑब्जेक्ट के थ्रू हो जाएगा. फंक्शन को
ओके,
आप डायरेक्टली कॉल कर सकते हो.
डायरेक्ट कॉल कर सकते हैं। ओके ओके, तो
ठीक है.
इस केस में बस जस्ट
हम्म.
ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड, मेथड जो है हमारा रीड फाइल, वो एक आर्गुमेंट ले रहा है फाइल पाथ। अब उस
करेक्ट
फाइल पाथ को हमने नीचे स्टोर करा दिया, उसका एक
करेक्ट
यूआरएल दे दिया।
करेक्ट.
ओके
या
सो
So
हमने
sir,
ये हार्ड कोड. हाँ
sorry
बोलो.
sir. सर
हाँ हाँ
इसमें
बोलो बोलो.
सीक्वेंस मैटर नहीं करता कि पाथ हमें पहले देना है?
सीक्वेंस मैटर नहीं करता है. ठीक है जी. देखो एक अच्छा रुको रुको, मैं आपके क्वेश्चन पे आऊंगा. पहले थोड़ा राहुल का देखते हैं. हाँ जी, हाँ, और बताओ राहुल क्या कह रहे हो आप.
हाँ, मेरे को बस ये पूछना था कि 11th
हाँ
रो में हमने फाइल पाथ वेरिएबल में पाथ को स्टोर करा दिया, फिर 12th
हाँ
में
हाँ
रीड अंडरस्कोर फाइल हमारा भाई मेथड का नाम है ऊपर, राइट?
हाँ
डिफाइन के अंदर
हाँ
में दिया
हाँ. करेक्ट करेक्ट, ठीक जा रहे
तो
हो.
उसके अंदर हम ये आर्ग्यूमेंट दे रहे हैं, तो ये आर्ग्यूमेंट
करेक्ट
डायरेक्टली फाइल पाथ में पास हो जाएगा। ठीक
करेक्ट
है, क्लियर
करेक्ट. वो वहां चला
क्लियर।
जाएगा. ठीक
ठीक
है.
है। clear।
अच्छा अब निर्मल पूछ रहे हैं कि सीक्वेंस के बारे में. मैं एक एग्जांपल दे देता हूँ, उससे सब कुछ क्लियर हो जाएगा.
कौन सी सीक्वेंस, ये 11th और 12th रो की?
हाँ मैं सब कुछ बता रहा हूँ मैं. एक सेकंड. देखो ना, मैं अभी से एग्जीक्यूट कर रहा हूँ जी. ठीक है. एक सेकंड रुक जाइए ना. तो पहले
मैं
रिस्टार्ट.
बता सकता हूँ क्यों एरर आया है इसमें।
रुको रुको एक सेकंड रुक जाओ. हाँ अब बताओ यहाँ पर. अच्छा पहले तो फर्स्ट थिंग कि व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन दिस कोड और ये कोड में, दोनों सेल में क्या डिफरेंस है.
सिर्फ एक डिफरेंस है, हम ऊपर वाले कोड में जो
हम्म.
आर्गुमेंट हमने मेथड में डिफाइन किया है, फाइल पाथ, उसको
हाँ
ऊपर वाले कोड में हम फाइल पाथ के अंदर एक, मतलब जो वेरिएबल है हमारा बेसिकली,
भाई
उसको
11 और 12 लाइन नंबर को मैंने स्वैप कर दिया है, और
स्वैप
तो
कर
कुछ
दिया
है नहीं.
बेसिकली।
है
बस
ना.
बस, बिल्कुल।
राइट. निर्मल, यही किया है.
Yes sir.
ठीक है, देखो. Now, when I executed this one, it has thrown error message. Okay, even this try block has not captured it. देखो समझते हैं क्या हो रहा है. The execution will start from here. Okay, execution यहाँ से start होगा. You are calling the function read underscore file. You have provided this parameter. ये file underscore path है. वहां पर कुछ तो path होगा, right? But at this line number 11, Python को मालूम है कि what is this file underscore path. Python doesn't know that, right? Because you have declared it after this. So till line number 11, you have never declared ki what is the file path. That is why it is telling you, sorry, this doesn't exist. I don't know what is this, right? Got it? In the previous case, you have defined it first and then you are using it here, so it is fine. Python को समझ में आ गया कि अच्छा, in this file path, this is the data, I have to use it here. Hope this is clear, Nirmal.
यस सर, बट फॉर डिफाइन
हम्म
फंक्शन के
हम्म।
लिए भी तो हमें सर पाथ पहले डिफाइन करना पड़ेगा ना, फ्रॉम वी आर
नहीं नहीं नहीं, देखो मैं वही समझाना चाह रहा हूँ कि देखो कहाँ गया है। देखो यहाँ पर ओके, इन दिस एंटायर कोड विच लाइन विल बी एग्जीक्यूटेड फर्स्ट, पहले ये बताओ कहाँ से एग्जीक्यूशन स्टार्ट होगा।
ट्राई मेथड में जाएंगे सर।
देखो
ट्राई
ये
ऑपरेशन।
पूरा द एंटायर कोड नो, दिस विल बी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल स्कैन, वो कंपाइल करता है, वो चेक करता है सिंटेक्स सही है कि नहीं, ठीक है। आफ्टर दैट द एग्जीक्यूशन will start from here, read underscore file. It means this is the function which you are calling. Agree?
यस,
ठीक है। Why you have written file underscore path within it?
वी
Because
हैव
this read
डिफाइंड,
underscore file
या
is
फाइल,
accepting an argument. तो आपको प्रोवाइड
यस
करना है, आप वो प्रोवाइड करा रहे हो। Now,
यस
at this point of time, when you are standing at line number 12, does the Python know कि what is the value of this file underscore path? हाँ मालूम है, यहाँ तो आपने डिफाइन किया ना इसके पहले, so
यस,
Python knows that value. That is why this is getting executed. But in this code, what is happening? We are calling the function first and then you're defining the path. तो Python को कैसे पता चलेगा फाइल पाथ में क्या है?
यस,
Understood?
यस, यस।
Okay. Let me check the next example. हाँ ये वाला एग्जाम्पल एक मैं दिखा दूँ। देखो here what I am trying to do, same code, okay, what I have shown you previous, no, same code is there, but what happens sometime it happened because of mistake, like I have given two file paths, right, and both the paths are different. In the first file path it is rough, second file path this is rough one, so both the files are different, right? So when I'm reading this it will pick which file path, rough or rough one?
सेकंड, रफ वन, क्योंकि वो ओवरराइट
Rough
कर
one,
देगा सेकंड वेरिएबल में।
override कर देगा, correct. Now the rough one does not exist. It will give the error message and error occurred.
क्लियर है,
Okay, clear? So that is
क्लियर।
what I have written here, wrapping above code in a function to have better readability and an example of file path getting overridden. ठीक है? Okay. तो यहाँ पर हाँ हाँ, बट अब इसमें ना एक वैलिड बिजनेस सिनेरियो भी बनता है। Sometimes what happens, you have multiple file at a location and you want Python to read data from all those files. ठीक है, जैसे कि मैं ना एक ref1.txt बनाता हूँ यहाँ, ये रफ है। Now I have this ref1.txt. Okay, ठीक है। Now we have both the files. मेरी स्क्रीन दिख रही है आप लोगों को?
देख रहे तनवीर?
ये रफ वन दिख रहा है, ये फोल्डर?
या
ठीक है, इसके अंदर गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड बाय, तो इसके अंदर कुछ और करते हैं। इक्वल पाइथन। So sometime what happens now in project, we need the function to read data from multiple files. ठीक है, so what I will do, I will keep this as a file path 1, this as a file path 2. Then if I will mention here file path 1, no, Python will understand, oh, I have to read from this file because this is the address of file path 1. Then it will read from this rough file. Now in rough file, what you have? You have this, it will read this. If you write file path 2, Python will understand कि अच्छा ये file path 2 read करना है. This is nothing but the rough1.txt. Whatever you have here, that will be read. Is this clear? And also this is showing you the example, the best example of function. You just wrapped your code in a function. Now you are not bothered about it. This is like a black box for you. आपको कोई मतलब नहीं इसके अंदर क्या लिखा है. just you will call this function again and again. And the same thing happens in your library as well. When you import maths, when you import operating system, when you import pandas, when you import numpy, तो वो कैसे सब कुछ कर देता है, because it has been programmed at the back end like this only, and then that wrapper v is known as a library. So we will discuss it at a later point of time. The question.
Yes.
ठीक है, अब एक दूसरा एग्जांपल, ये सब सिंपल सिंपल एग्जांपल्स हैं, बहुत बोरिंग एग्जांपल है, बट कवर तो करना पड़ेगा। देखो यहाँ पर क्या है ना, when I'm executing this code, it is throwing error message. The reason is this 10 is int integer and this 30 is a string, and it is not allowed to perform calculations between integer and a string. That is why it is throwing error message. Now what I will do, I will handle that error message with the help of try block. Now try block will help me to handle that error message. ठीक है? Now when I will execute it, now see, it will display कि ये तो error message है. The same piece of code when I have executed earlier here, in this case, it has thrown this error message, right? But now the same logic, but I have encapsulated it within this try block, try, except, and all those things. So I'm telling Python to perform this operation. If it is throwing error message, you capture it in the except block, and whatever message you have, you display that message. So it is displaying message error message, right? And the same piece of code. Now see what I will do. If I write here 30 like this, I'm executing it. The result is 40. Why? Because they both are integers, so this operation can be performed. So it will not enter except block, it will go to else block. ये बहुत ही मजेदार है, interesting. Because generally people think okay, in try we can have except only, but no, you can use else as well. कि अच्छा सब कुछ बढ़िया है, and this is the output. Clear? Is this clear? हाँ
Yes.
तनवीर एक
जी।
क्वेश्चन। अभी हमने एक चीज और भी देखी थी कि पता नहीं कहाँ पे कि एल स्टेटमेंट देनी जरूरी नहीं होती, शायद कहीं तो हमने
इसमें
पढ़ा था।
if में सही पढ़ा था
इफ
आपने।
में, हाँ
if में
इफ में
मैंने
पढ़ा
लास्ट ही
था तो।
क्लास में बताया था।
हाँ, तो इस केस में अगर हम एल स्टेटमेंट को कमेंट कर दें और
हाँ,
ट्राई के
तब भी
अंदर
ये काम
रिजल्ट,
करेगा।
तब भी काम
हम्म
करेगा, बस आउटपुट कुछ नहीं शो करेगा, रिजल्ट में सिर्फ 40 स्टोर होकर रह जाएगा, राइट?
हाँ 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 हाँ, अच्छा आप वो कह रहे हो, तो उसमें क्या करना पड़ेगा आपको।
आई मीन कि ट्राई एक्सेप्ट
उसमें
तो चलेगा, पर मैं उसमें कुछ लेट से प्रिंट नहीं कराता हूँ एल्स के साथ, तो क्या आउटपुट आएगा? लाइन 6 तक अगर मैं कमेंट कर दूँ तो 6 से 7 पूरी। ओके।
ये वाला बनेगा सिनारियो।
हाँ।
ठीक है।
नहीं, अगर मेरे पास लाइन
हम्म
4 भी ना हो, ये तो मैं समझ गया कि अगर रिजल्ट में
हम्म
वो सही दे रहे हैं, इन केस
हम्म
लाइन 4 भी कमेंट हो, ट्राई
हम्म
में हमने रिजल्ट को ट्राई किया और एक्सेप्ट में दे
करेक्ट।
दिया, तो आउटपुट में क्या देगा अगर फोर्थ लाइन कमेंटेड है तो?
कुछ नहीं आएगा फिर।
फिर कुछ नहीं आएगा ना? ओके।
आप कुछ प्रिंट ही नहीं करा रहे हो, राइट?
बिल्कुल।
आप कुछ प्रिंट ही नहीं करा रहे हो।
बिल्कुल ठीक है।
ठीक है।
ठीक है।
हाँ, दिस वन।
I have a question.
हाँ जी, यस प्लीज।
Uh, can we go to block 7, the programming block 7?
7, या। हम्म
Uh, a bit up, sorry, 6.
ओके।
6. So when you
हम्म
execute this particular code, right, you got the
हम्म
type error something. I mean,
राइट।
yes, you
हम्म
get the
हम्म
specific message saying that this is an unsupported operand type, correct?
करेक्ट करेक्ट।
When I use the try except try block,
हम्म
can I get the
हम्म
same kind of an error message instead of a
हम्म
error message? How
No,
should
no,
I
no,
get?
no, 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 no. That you cannot get. That you have to hard code. That you have to hard code. Like if you're asking, Tanveer, can I write this type error in the except block and can I get this? Yes, you can get this, but that type error you have to mention in the except block. That we'll discuss next. We have that example. Have we answered your question?
Yes. But you'll be showing that example, right?
I'll show that. Yeah, I
Okay,
have that
fine.
example.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. Now see, see here what has happened. The same, uh, the different data type. Now here I have written type error. Okay. So when this will, now here you have type error, you have the generic error as well, right? So now when this will be executed, now see the same example here which I have shown. So this was which error? Type error, right? Now, when I have written here, this is a type error. So here now you have two except block. This is one except block. You have another except block. So this will throw error message. So it will be captured in which except block? This type error or this one except block? कहाँ capture होगा? Obviously type error, because this error is of type error type, so it will be captured here and this will throw this error message that this is a type error. Hope this is clear. Okay.
But can I get a specific message what the interpreter has thrown?
That also we can get. I will show you that as well.
Okay.
You have to give within curly braces, you have to write E and it will give you that. We have that example, we'll discuss it.
Okay. Thanks.
Now, next example. See, in this example, what I'm trying to show you, you have to keep the sequence matters here. Now, in this example, what I have done, I have written except first, then type error after this. So this format is not allowed. Except has to be at the last. First, you have to write except this particular error, and then you have to write except. Otherwise, it will throw error message. That is why it is throwing error message. So the sequence of the except block matters here. Okay. Okay, I think we are on time. So we will discuss this tomorrow. But to answer your question, give an example. I have that example somewhere. I know that. Yeah. Question. Yeah, say this one. The question which you have asked, no? So this is the example to it. We'll discuss it maybe tomorrow. Okay.
I understood. Thanks.
Okay. Fine then. We will stop here, but please revise. Okay, you guys have to keep on revising. So then we will discuss further. I think we are till here we have discussed. So from here, line number 23, we will start tomorrow. Okay, any question?
Thank you.
Okay. Fine then, guys. We will connect tomorrow at the same time. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.